Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, we're on.
Are we live?
We live? Oh,
We're live.
Oh my gosh,
okay, so Raptor tank. All right, we got everything going. Hey, yes,
Hello
you want
and
to
welcome
change
to
your name
the
just in
internet.
case?
Okay, the video stream on YouTube is not public yet. I'm gonna need to set up stream notification first, but give me about a minute.
Hello, internet.
So,
welcome to the internet. Take a look around. Anything that brain of yours can think of can be found.
Oh,
We have
boy.
mountains, content, some better, some worse. Some of none of it's
Rule
of
34.
interest to you. If none of it's of interest to you, you'd be the first. Welcome to the internet. What would you prefer? Would you like to fight for civil rights or treat or racial slur?
Oh boy.
There's no need to panic. This
Why do
isn't
you
a
know
test.
this?
Just nod or shake your head, and we'll do the rest. Welcome to the internet. I don't know.
Wait, guys, do you guys have YouTube channels at all?
Not yet, but he does.
I do, but
Bob
don't put me in there as myself yet, because I kind of want to.
He wants to see how many he can get before he needs to start promoting himself.
Yes.
Well, you're not promoting yourself. It's just you happen to be in the stream.
Yeah. I'd kind of prefer to keep that.
You
half
can.
secret.
It will
I literally posted my first video today.
about just
Okay.
one watcher that's just like.
Just my one subscriber. The other subscriber that is not myself is literally just, why does this guy sound familiar? Hang on, wait a minute. Is Bob Tugs fan 114?
That would be ridiculous.
Oh, okay, so the stream is now public.
Meme noise.
So
There's Batman just going. It's coming out of that one, so.
yeah.
I gotta refill my water bottle because I already drank a full cup before we
Wait.
even started. At first,
You might have to play different games.
I did test to see that the printer works. The first cube I tried to print, it printed some of the cube.
Yay!
No, it printed a pile of on the bottom and then the cube.
Oh.
And then the cube. And so now it just looks like it's got shaving cream on top. And then
or it looks like a cube slowly melting.
but hang on, what's worse is the fact that when I tried to print Benchy for the first time, the filament got stuck.
Oh boy.
The test filament, at least. And so I quickly learned how to change the filament. Benchy 2 is now printable. It should be done by now. So if he's not, that's very sad.
That would be very sad.
I have a thingiverse for trains and stuff like that. It's been there since like,
Since the Stone Age.
We're going
I've
to.
been there.
since the dawn of time.
So, how have your lives that you're willing to dock yourselves on been going? How have the parts of your life that you've been willing to dox yourselves on been going?
Now, I wonder what the laws on it. Oh, also new phone.
Nice.
Nice.
We would
Pat
have
on
the
the back.
indexes.
Virtual pat on
Okay.
the back.
Okay. Working now. I'll just do this instead of using my phone for audio.
Okay, there we go. That sounds way better.
I thought working again. I actually had to give out my paper.
Okay, here he comes.
Ooh, what you got for
I gotta
dinner?
go grab a
What you got for dinner, bro?
What food have you gotten?
Nom nom yummies. Yay.
Acquired chicken.
I don't have anything yet, but I'm planning to eventually, maybe soon.
Soon. No. How? How dare you?
Turn off the race car!
Remember when
No.
Remember when Robbie did that at camp?
Oh, yeah.
You could hear it from the freaking lake.
Alrighty. I have gotten my food.
What do you have?
I have acquired seasoned chicken.
Stream. It is Chester Factory.
Okay, so just give me the
It's
stuff and then I'll start doing the thing I was going to say. So yeah, who remembers what has been happening in the last few sessions? Because I actually, once I thought on it, when I thought on it, I actually remembered exactly where we left off. Power of DM brain.
Good for you.
I poked myself on my
Oh.
mouth.
Weren't we just running away from a eagle bear thingy?
Yeah, you were running away from an owl bear.
Weren't we
These
speaking
are
with
all the
Bob?
same
Okay,
characters.
yes.
I'm going to create my own version because they're supposed to release stuff for the 80th anniversary of that character, but they haven't arrived in stores yet, and I'm disappointed.
Forgetting that we're on stream.
Okay.
Yeah. This is weird. It feels like I'm being watched, even though I know we probably aren't yet.
You don't know how weird it is seeing your own deck on the TV as you're watching YouTube.
That would probably be weirder. I'd be like, season on YouTube, and then you're just like,
No, this is like channel history. It's just like I'm just like, this is so weird.
this
Well,
seems
my
to be
friend-
other
but
people,
see,
but
how-
now I'm there.
I want to see how many views have I gotten today on the one video.
Probably 2.
No, I checked it earlier. It was like up to 30.
Whoa,
Dang.
nice.
But they had like 4 likes and like 3 likes. They have 2 subscribers.
Pat on the
That's
back.
myself.
Three people liked it. Unless you liked yourself.
2 people liked it and I liked it myself.
Yay.
2 people like it and 1 rando likes you.
No, and 2 people have commented and I commented to them back. I'm just like, you're my friends now.
Yay.
Yeah, 2 people like you. See? Honestly, if somebody posts an angry comment at me, like I just put like the most AI written answer ever. I put, "Thank you for the feedback."
Or just casually just like, I don't know who you are or how you got to this channel. I will find you. And when I do, you will be begging for death. But I will not give it to you. And when I finally do, and you burn,
This channel is a-
when you burn in hell, you will not get any peace then, because I'll be there waiting for you. Liam Neeson direct quote.
Ooh.
I may not know who you are, but I know what you're not. You are not a friend.
Well then,
You
so
shall
it would
not.
probably be a good idea to start like,
Yes.
reviewing what's been happening this session. I'm going to start asking people to start giving an in character review of the previous session, recap of the previous session, and if you do it as in character as possible, I will give you inspiration. This time I'm going to
There. That's some issues. Wi-Fi.
There you go. He's wearing the hat now.
There we go. There we go.
How
Okay,
It might just be me, but it sounds like you're having connection issues.
a little bit. Yeah, only a teeny bit. But I'm just going to start reviewing what has happened so far. So far, you guys managed to escape.
Okay, that should be better. Right?
You managed to escape from the town of
A
Druff,
bit.
and then you ran into the forest to
Okay.
hide, and you camped out, and then you went to find some goblins. The goblin camped in the forest. You found them, and then made a bargain with their leader, the tallest, to, if you help them, they will help you take Drux back from the Philosmolian forces.
This goblin
Three
again?
goblins in a trench coat.
This goblin was about as tall as 3 goblins in a trench coat or something, I know.
And was he wearing a trench coat?
He was wearing a trench coat, yes.
Yeah.
He is 3 goblins and a trench coat. Sorry.
Yes, that
Kobolds
sounds
good.
wearing a trench coat.
What? What are kobolds?
Kobolds exist.
Little the goblin version of Dragonborn. And they're absolute monsters.
And they have tails.
I want 3.
In a trench coat.
Yes.
I have the rules for them right here. For their race.
Sorry. Can I show you a video of when I can?
But they do have
Okay,
1 to 4
1 second.
HP,
I'm gonna
so-
you can like show me
They're
it,
weaker than
preferably with
goblins.
like the sound low or off so that I can continue.
So how hard would it be to make a nuke?
How hard would it be to make a what?
A nuke.
A new one?
A nuke. N-U-K-E.
N-U-K-E. Well, first you need to find some way. It would be first you would need to find the materials for it, which would be fairly rare in fantasy world. And then you would also need to basically tell. Then you would also need to tell me how it works all together to create the thing, where you found it, how you activated the stuff, that sort of thing. But when it comes to that, you will be able to.
I'll just time travel about 3,000 years into the future.
You should post this as a short.
No, this is not short worthy. Liam, we want these people to subscribe. I can't play them. An impression of me opening up a box with my 3D printer inside.
Okay, I'm gonna continue the thing. So what you guys, the raid fart. My words aren't coming out how I want them. The bargain you made with the tallest was that you would help them with their current problems, and they would help you with drugs.
They would help us with drugs?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I wanted to snort some snow.
You'll get extra money.
Yeah. To buy drugs.
And also the command of goblin forces.
To buy drugs.
I meant them to give you
Well,
all your money.
anyways.
Their money.
To buy drugs.
Continuing the review, the bargain was that you would help them with their red cap infestation and an extra aggressive owl bear that had been roaming in the woods, and they would help you. So you decided to follow a goblin to where where the red caps were. And when you got there, you managed to tear apart one red cap fairly easily, but then his friends jumped out of nowhere. The resulting battle was bloody, and Hellebore, Bob's character, went down once after a red cap kicked him in the face.
Oh yeah, I did.
But you guys managed to get through the battle with a lot of help from the rampaging owlbear, which appeared during the middle of the encounter. It tore apart the remaining things, and just as Tyler stood back up with a nat 20 on a death saving throw, or somebody healed him, don't know which, don't remember that part. I am sorry, Bob's character was revived with a nat 20.
I think Ahsoka revived him.
You got echoes.
Echo.
And then
Zach, mute yourself.
And then the owlbear was beginning to turn on you guys, just as Tyler got to. But Bob got to.
You know what? It's
just
fine.
as-
It's fine. Just call me by my actual name.
Just as
It's fine.
Hellebore stood on his feet again.
Just so long as it's fine if you call me by my real name. Just so long as they don't figure out what my last name is.
It's
Because it's the freaking internet. If they find out what my address and this is like name is, that's a big fat no.
Indeed.
Well, don't worry, we're not posting this on Reddit at all.
Anyways, let's continue with the story.
Yes.
Yes, let's continue with the story. So, yeah, all of you guys are standing in a pile of silver blood and torn up red hats.
What do owlbears sound like again? Like or
I didn't make a sound effect.
Can that be the sound effect? Just like
That's one of them. It also makes like a clicking noise. A clicking noise that sounds kind of like a growl. It's like a mixture between a beak clicking very at a high frequency and like a throat growl.
So it's the sound of Perry the platypus and a mechanical and a pen.
And imagine like a bear like throat growl too. Underneath all that. It's turning towards you and making that weird growl in its throat, and it looks hungry and it looks like it would prefer to eat humanoid flesh instead of red cat flesh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm already gone, so
Well,
You're awake and you're just at the farthest away from the owl bear, actually.
yes, I'm the farthest away from the owlbear. That's the one thing I remember.
Oh wait, double checking. You guys leveled up your characters to 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. So yours is 2?
Yes.
Yours is 2?
Yeah.
Just double checking because I forget about level up sometimes. But anyways, what do you guys do?
I sprint.
I shout, "Run!
No.
Run! Run!"
Actually, I may be cooked because an owlbear probably has more speed than me.
An owl bear has 40 feet of speed.
So we're tied.
I think. Let me pull out the step book.
What about second DM? We should get Jared to.
There we go. Yeah, speed is 40, but then again, you can dash.
And it can dash.
Okay, so
Speed boost potion!
all of you
Speed boost.
guys tell me in
Speed
turn
boost
what your
potion.
characters will do. Ahsoka, what is Lita gonna do?
Did you remember?
But not Bob.
Say hello there.
Yeah, Lita just turns around and sprints away. She's seen what has happened to people who run around astray of owlbears, and so she's running for her life. Raptor, what is Torzana doing?
Booking it out of there.
Torzana is hot on Lita's heels. Anyways, just teleport running by. Okay, so what is Brassbeak doing? Brain fart factory.
Wah. Wah wah. Wah wah. Bucky's.
Hello?
Gordon's.
Factory just.
Speedway. Walmart. Walmart.
I think
I'm gonna be running away, while also firing a few shots from my Springfield.
Okay, roll to hit with disadvantage.
21.
All right, you score a direct shot in the owlbear's cranium, and it roars in anger. Roll your damage.
10.
Okay, 10 damage. Owlbear roars and gives you the stinkiest of stink eyes. Trying to pages. Good place to write down the health trackers. You shoot the owlbear soundly in the head, Zephyr, as you run back, your talon feet a bit awkward on the ground. All right, so you guys are all running. We're going to be doing a chase. You will be able to use the dash action as a bonus action to move faster. You can use the dash or disengage action as a bonus action. and you guys are going to be running away from the owlbear through the forest.
Run away! Run away!
It will start with your guys' turn round, where I will go to each of you, and then you guys are going to be describing what you're going to be doing in the chase, whether focusing on running or like trying to fire a couple stray shots over your shoulder to try and dissuade the owlbear. And at the beginning of every round, I will roll a complication in the chase that you guys will have to make checks around. And then the next part of the chase will be the owlbear doing whatever it's going to do on its turn.
Can I just say one thing about the chase?
Yes.
We have this music play.
Okay, sure.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
You all can hear this?
Yep.
yeah.
Hope we don't have any issues with YouTube
I'm not quite
for copyright reasons.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to move on and... Okay, so we're going to start from my left to right. So, Bob, what is Telebor doing? Yeah, I remember.
I'm scouting out a path to run.
Okay, roll me a perception check. Plus perception.
Plus perception. I always forget where it's at.
Under wisdom.
Under wisdom, yes, of course. So, +4, so it's 19.
So you turn around and see the game trail that the goblin that led you here led you down before, and so you sprint down it, knowing that it will probably be the best way to run through a forest. And the goblin that appeared, who probably lured the owlbear here, just books it after you, screaming of several very violent cusses in a goblin as he runs after you, trying to run from the owlbear as well.
Timmy, if you would,
From my left to right.
say the various swear words in Goblin.
That would be disrespecting my people.
I didn't know we
Why are
needed
you
an
talking
R
about
rating
my-
for the stream.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We don't have a translator. It's fine.
Timmy understood everything you just said.
I'm sorry, Timmy. But
You
anyways,
just said the F word like 4 times.
we're gonna go. Okay, Ahsoka.
And a few racial slurs
What?
as well.
Okay, wait.
The
so
whole thing
what
was
are you
racial
Okay, so
slurs.
what is the rest you're gonna do with your
Racial
turn?
slurs.
I assume you're going to. Anything else you'd like to do during your turn?
Can I run with my arms like this and my sword in one hand?
Yes, you run with your sword in the air and just like that. It's
Just spaghetti noodle arms.
okay, Ahsoka. It's your turn.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to shoot it with a bow.
All right, so I'm going to say because a bow is harder to fire over your shoulder than a gun, I'm going to say that you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw if you try to dash. So roll me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Someone should put another shorter player on their back and carry them like a backpack, so that way they can just shoot bow like arrows.
He's
And
really
it's up to him.
And I rolled disadvantage.
Except I'm way faster than
Say
you.
what?
Mine.
So a total of 9?
You have a bow and
Okay,
arrow. You can
so
easily- I have a crossbow.
You slow
Yeah,
down
good
for a
crossbow.
second,
You can
pull back an
easily
arrow,
fire
and
stuff with
fire. And the arrow flies past the owlbear and lands soundly in and pins one of the redcap's hats soundly against a tree. Okay, I assume you're going to dash with your bonus action.
Yeah, sure.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
17. We did it right.
You turn
Oh, well.
around and stumble a bit on a stray rock, but you manage to easily catch yourself and charge and continue charging away from the raging owlbear. All right, Raptor, What does Torzana do?
Run.
Okay,
And then
flat
as
out,
my
and then Torzana just flat out sprints away, just full tilt. Full tilt. Anything do you think Torzana would be doing, like screaming?
actually, I think Torzana would shoot a firebolt.
All right, roll me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Where's my dice? There they are. Give me a sec. Got to get my dice out.
Excuse me. Just be glad you're running from this and not this.
What kind of
It's an Atiyak.
freak is that?
It's an Atiyak.
Hold on, can I see?
What is it?
CR?
What kind of
24
It's
and
trash and needs
9.
to let go too close.
Oh no, Sarah.
Man,
How
that
did you do that?
Liam. Sarah.
That disadvantage is a pain. I got an 18 plus 6, and then I rolled a 3.
All right. So your blast shoots perfectly between the owlbear's legs and makes red cap head a little closer to being a charred skull.
Perfect. Yeah, I totally meant to do that, guys. I totally meant to do that.
Oh, don't worry, we know you did.
And then I used my bonus action to dash.
Ooh, what did you do that?
All right. So you dash forward and away. So in the lead right now is Telebor. Then it would be Lita, Torzana, and now it is your turn. Brain fart. Factory. What is Brassbeak gonna do? You're having technical difficulties with voice.
You're muted again.
You might have unmuted the wrong thing for volume.
Should be in a sec. Okay, there you go.
Hear you now.
So what else after us?
You could just try flying.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fly and fire my Springfield up for chasing us.
Okay, so you spread your wings and fly into the air, and turning around to try and take a 180 shot at the owlbear. Roll me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Seven.
Your shot, understandably, hits a small sparrow that flew in front of the barrel, just as you pulled the trigger. So, and you shoot it right out of the sky.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Burst of blood and feathers, the poor thing falls towards the ground.
Except it's not poor.
And I assume you keep flying away in the direction that your party is headed.
Yep.
Now in the lead would be Zephyr because of his flying speed.
What's your sound much? I believe it's 65. No, wait, it's 50.
Your flying speed is 60, right, Factory?
My flying speed is 50.
50. Okay, 50. So you're still ahead by a fair margin. Now,
10
Nazard
feet.
Throg, it is your turn.
So, since Nazar
Little Timmy.
is a monk, he has a lot more speed than your average person. So, I like to think that as he sprints away, He goes so fast that it makes the classic cartoon noise when they're revving up their legs. And he streams towards Telebor and then hugs him from behind and gets a piggyback ride.
Why are you so heavy? Make me a strength saving throw from him spontaneously jumping on your back.
Hold on.
Me or him?
You.
How heavy am I? 16.
And then plus
plus-
strength.
Saving throw. So, which means you add your proficiency bonus too.
Okay, so I'm doing the math. 23.
You catch him like you had been expecting it, even though you weren't, and are now piggybacking the goblin.
Can you do the thing which is quite hard, but do a piggyback backwards so I'm looking at the owlbear?
Okay, make me a dexterity save for that. Because you're sprinting around or forward at full tilt.
14.
14. So you leap on and manage to flip in midair. Actually, that shouldn't be a saving throw. That should be an acrobatics check. Oh well, just count it as a save.
Oh. Besides, I have proficiency in it anyway.
So you flip around and as Telebor pulls his arms backward so that you can pull your arms through, you just link your arms backwards and he holds on to your bottom
So wait,
to hold you in place.
how far away is Telebor? 90 feet from me?
He is close enough for you to be able to sprint there with your dash.
So I still have my action left.
I count your action as getting onto him.
I stick out my tongue at the owlbear.
And the owlbear lets out a mighty and it charges forward, looking like a horse beginning to gallop. Looking at first like a horse beginning to gallop. Sorry, as it charges towards you with terrifying speed, and it charges forward and does a roaring swipe at Torzana.
No, gosh, no.
His,
Oh gosh,
his
please
paw
no!
swings behind Torzana, and you can feel the wind on your neck from the claws. And it leans back and stabs its sharp, serrated beak at you, trying to get in for the bite. Does a 13 hit?
That would be my AC, so...
Yes.
Its beak slams strongly into your
So,
shoulder.
real quick, no, Liam, if it does hit, I'm going to cast Shield.
All right, then. Its beak looks like it's about to close on your shield when suddenly a small bubble forms around you, and with a horrible, almost metallic shriek, its beak slides off to the side, and you're protected.
Enough with
All
the
right.
visual sound.
Oh boy.
Visual sound. That's it. Album name, I call it.
Visual sound.
Visual sound. You know, you can actually
Okay.
you can actually do that. You can actually wire up a keyboard to a TV, so that way it shows
Okay,
different
so-
waveforms with sound.
Let's see here. All right. Telebor and Brassbeak, make me perception checks.
18.
Perception.
Dang.
Actually,
Oh.
no, 16.
Oh.
Not 18, 16. I was wrong. I mathed incorrectly. Gosh, that's not a bad. If that's not a bad sign that I'm going to be a terrible cashier at AutoZone, I don't know what is.
I got a 7.
All right. So you You can't really see through the canopy that well. You know where your people are because you can hear screaming and saw a flash of blue light from the shield, as well as angry roaring owlbear noises.
No! I'm sorry. Wrong
But
character.
you look up and see straight ahead of you there is a river. More of a creek, actually, but because it has been a bit rainier lately, the banks are muddy, and the creek is slightly swelled.
I'm taking my chances. I'm swimming through it.
You can't see any, near way to ford it. I'm going to give you that with a 16.
Do you? Okay.
There's no near way to ford it, but you think it's probably okay to wade through, though it would probably take a little bit of extra time.
As the DM, this is the only time I will ever do this in D&D. So take this as one of the highest honors a DM will ever have from one of the players. Do you, as the DM, think I should go through this water?
It's the only way.
Well, I asked for your opinion. Guys, it's the only way. Swim.
It's not deep enough to swim. It's more like knee height.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to sprint through it.
But then again, you also could try to jump it to keep yourself from getting slowed down in the mud and the water.
Jump
So,
it. I don't care about the turbulence.
I'm not.
What's your
gonna,
strength score?
Strength. The 20.
Is it 20?
Yeah, strength. My strength is 20.
Okay. You can jump a total of 20 feet with a long jump.
How far away is the other side?
You roll me an intelligence check for a quick calculation.
19.
You'd say it's probably
Do I have my
about
proficiency?
no.
Okay, so it's
You
just 19.
you quickly run the numbers and you think it's probably about 16 feet.
Oh! Can I get a running start? Or am I?
You have.
Am I currently running, or did I stop to calculate?
For any high jumps or long jumps you do, I'm going to count it as an automatic run up because we're in a chase.
Okay. Since I have a running start, can I jump?
Yes.
I'm gonna jump.
But I'm going to have you roll a strength check because you're not used to
That is
having
true.
a goblin on your back.
Do not intend to be a problem causer.
No!
What did you get?
I got a nat 1!
Okay, you leap into the air, looking graceful and majestic as an eagle, and you hear the classic and then it cuts off, and then a
belly flop,
and then like a classic cartoon, you fall barely a foot into the mud, you fall into the mud with the full force of your jump and your armor and the goblin, and now you're stuck up to your legs are completely submerged in the mud.
I hate this dice! What I get?
I have no idea.
It went into the blinds. I need to know. No, I could 3D print my own dice.
Terrible.
Nice.
6.
You know what? That actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna 3D print my
So
own
now
dice.
you're stuck. So now you're stuck in
Put
the
it in
mud.
jail.
You go to jail. Straight to jail. I can 3D print dice jails.
Ooh.
If I can ever get the print software to download properly.
And you can make an actual jail cell.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Or they go on the chair.
So
chair.
Or they sit in the.
what
or they
would
sit in
you
the
like to do with your bonus
Or they sit in
action?
the Thomas the Tank Engine.
What do you like to do with your bonus action?
Get out of the mud.
Okay, make me a strength check at disadvantage because you're holding Nazir.
Why am I a problem?
Nat 20!
Oh my gosh!
And then, like a pro, you just step
That's
forward.
what it
Oh my
is.
gosh!
You just wade through it like it was water, and you manage to get yourself out of the mud. You're now at the very banks of the creek. You were slowed down majorly, but now it's only just. But
He's
now,
understanding.
but now it's more like now instead of being stuck, it's now just difficult terrain, like it is for everyone.
I did that on purpose.
Now I have to drink it.
Yeah, and you have to spit it back out.
All right. So after all that, Ahsoka,
Can I have my D20 back?
it's your turn.
You absolute fiend.
It is drippy.
How are the same thing as last time?
Nice drippy, bro.
Shush. What?
How are the same thing as last time?
12.
I couldn't understand that. Say it again.
I'll shoot it with my bow.
Okay, you shoot it again. Roll me another attack roll with disadvantage.
Drinking the water off it.
14.
11.
11. Okay.
Yep.
Your arrow streaks by its head and barely clips one of the feathers of it because it has a head of a horned owl. It clips one of the horns of the horned owl tufty bits, but doesn't hit it.
Oh, off the rim.
So, and as you run into the mud, you are slowed down a bit and manage to get to, I'd say, maybe the middle of the creek before you run out of movement because it's harder to move through it all.
Off the rim.
All right, so now, Raptor, it's your turn.
Okay, splashing water.
Oh!
Whatever you dice.
I run away from the owl bear and, look forward to see where I'm running. And do I need to make a perception check to see if I see the creek?
No, I assume that, you heard, the squelch and Telebor's muffled quiet curses as he attempts to pull himself out.
And succeeds!
As well as, saying, yo, guys, there's a creek!
I'm cold! You miss.
I run at the creek as fast as I can, preparing to try jumping over it, or at least as far over it as I can.
There we go.
Nice! My advice works.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try jumping it.
Okay, what's your strength score?
6.
Okay, so,
collect all your
But I do have proficiency in athletics.
okay, roll me an athletics check to see if you can strain yourself by jumping almost triple your jump.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. You jump and soar, but you only manage to soar an extra feet before belly flopping into the swollen creek. With that exact sound.
Correct.
At least I made it farther than Telebor.
Belly flopping, and you are swept a few feet down. But you did make it to nearly the opposite edge of the creek, just ahead of Lita.
More than I did.
So now, Zephyr Brassbeak, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna fly over the creek.
Yeah, you just fly ahead of everyone over the creek, just like a cool dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can try to see if I can hear them.
Okay, so make me a perception check to see if you can see well enough to make a shot.
19.
All right, you managed to zero in on the owlbear, looking mightily angry, and you notice that actually part of its beak is chipped.
The dice was still in there.
Torzana, once you look at the owlbear again, you can see you chipped its beak from it trying to bite your shield. So you get a little bit of petty revenge for it trying to bite you. But also, with that check, you also notice something odd about the owlbear. For some reason, its running gait reminds you sort of like a human, almost like a human somehow. Not sure how or why. It just reminds you of a human, not
human.
Again, not sure why. It just does. And you can also see what at first glance looked like a regular eye, but its left eye is a gem, modified, carved to look exactly like its other eye.
Wow.
If I was,
I'm gonna put my meager intelligence to use, and I'm going to assume that maybe it's not an owl bear.
Perhaps not.
it's not an owlbear.
Oh,
Who
no.
could have known?
All right, so what?
I'll have to think on it a bit more to decide what it truly is, though.
Probably. So, chest
Where did each one
factory.
go?
Give me. I assume you're gonna shoot.
Yep.
Roll to hit with disadvantage.
Oh,
Never move this mug.
8.
8. You shoulder the rifle again. This time you turn around and actually shoulder it, thinking maybe you'll get a better thing. But nope. It soars forward. This time it thankfully
I did a little too
doesn't
hard.
hit a bird. It just ricochets wildly off a tree branch and into the distance.
hit a bird. Hit
Bro still has to get used to shooting it.
Never.
It's
I know what it
it's
is.
understandable.
Say again?
Bro still has to get used to shooting it.
Yeah, you still have to get used to shooting it.
Well, shooting a gun while flying's not easy.
Shooting a gun while flying while trying to hit a hitting target while moving yourself is not easy. If it was just a moving target, it would
It lives
it
on.
would be a hard choice to say disadvantage,
It still
but
does. It
I'm
still
going to
does. Oh.
say
17.
disadvantage because you're moving, you're in the air through treetops at an owlbear who's also moving. So
Okay.
probably a little bit tougher. Just a little.
What? It's important.
So now, your turn, Nazir Throg. Your feet are a bit muddier thanks to the Telebor's encounter with mud.
Can
I didn't account for the weight. I calculated the distance, not the weight of my.
I
the
just
added
had
weight of myself.
a good idea for what I could have
Like,
said for
how
that map,
heavy am
but
I?
instead of soaring like a foot, it landed like this. You could have instead hit a thing just as you were about to jump and it face planted. That would have been funny.
apparently Nazir has 100 pounds of pure muscle, and then he has
How much stuff are you carrying currently?
the species traits. Probably not that much. Actually, more like 65 pounds of stuff.
So 165 pounds.
Along
pretty
with your
heavy.
gear.
That's me. I weigh myself. I human being self metagaming right now. I weigh a little bit more than 165 pounds.
And your
Strap your
character
backpack.
is shouldering him and your own stuff,
Yeah,
which
so
is definitely
what,
heavier.
What do I weigh? I don't think I wrote it down.
Like
Okay,
230
so-
pounds.
Your turn. So what is Nazir gonna do?
So how far away is the shore?
The shore is Telbor is standing on it.
Oh.
Telbor is standing on your side of the shore. The opposite side would be about 5 feet.
Thanks for the ride. Now I don't have to do this.
Wait, so am I stuck behind?
No, you're not stuck behind. It's just you're going to have to slog through the treacherous terrain as much as everyone else.
Can
I just
hop-
gave you extra movement because you got there.
Can I climb on to Telvor's shoulders, and then jump off and
What just
sprint
happened?
120 feet?
You don't have my
Roll
permission.
me an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah. 19
Total.
total.
You
I was
stand
jealous.
on his shoulders like you're riding a speeding horse, even though Telbor is mightily slowed down, and then you jump. And
10 feet.
so, what's your strength check? Your strength total?
10, so it's 5 because I wasn't running.
Yep. And then you manage to make another 5 feet before landing in some mud.
What?
It's 16 feet across. You didn't make it all the way out of the mud.
Oh, I thought you meant Telebor was on the other side of the shore. That's why I was surprised.
So you're still in mud, but I assume you just do your little classic monk thing where you just put your arms behind you and then speed out of it.
Fine. I thought he was at the other edge, so I was super confused. I gotta get ahead
So
of all
you
these
speed
guys.
out of it pretty. You speed out of it pretty well. But now it's the owlbear's turn. He roars again and charges straight at
No, I
Telebor.
told you don't move it because of the how else am I supposed to if I move?
And now it's Telebor's turn.
I moved
He's gonna
it.
not Telebor's turn. The
That's
owlbear charges forward at Telebor this time because he's the closest.
I really want to run.
He swings his paw forward. Hard to get worse than that. And I got worse than that. He rolled in that one. Out of a 2, he got a 2 for his first one and a 1 for his second.
I'm okay.
He swings forward and completely slips on the mud and lands on his side in the mud. And he on his side in the mud.
He didn't account for the ice road.
Yes, he
He's
forgot.
impersonating Telebor. Fan.
Fiend.
Okay,
He's stream sniping.
it's now your turn. You hear a loud angry roar, and then a slap, and then a loud, and then a, and then you hear a slipping squelch, and then a loud splat, and then feel a large amount of mud spray onto your back. You get the
Can I
feeling
run?
the owlbear
Can I
felt
run?
that.
Can I run?
What the
Yes.
opposite direction?
You run across the river. It's
Jesus ran across the water.
So you just run across and retake the lead and manage to come about equal with Zephyr in the sky above you, though you can't really see him.
I
Yeah.
am farther than you.
I don't care, peasant.
It is
Not a
now
princess.
Ahsoka's turn.
I'm a monk.
You're still poor. You have no money. You
Wrong.
have no maidens.
I have 58 GP.
I will cast
You have no maidens.
I would
I
cast
do.
repulse
I have a higher
maidens.
charisma than you do strength.
I would cast repulse maidens, but I see
Strength
somebody
is
has
one of
beat
my
me to
worst
it.
things.
Okay, what's your best one?
Dexterity.
What's that?
18.
Okay, what's your second best one?
Wisdom 16.
What's your third best one?
Constitution 14.
What's your constitution?
14
So is that plus one?
plus 2.
Plus 2.
Okay, so what's something that has a plus one of your traits?
Charisma.
Dang.
And I would cast repulse maidens, but I see somebody has beat me to it. But anyways,
Dang, the
Ahsoka,
same level of risk, we get no maidens
it's
on
your
the way.
turn.
I'm a
I
great.
want to go try down the river.
I have a maiden.
No, you don't.
You can make
Listen,
it across the
remember
river
whoever
probably
faced-
in this turn,
What's
and
your
you
name?
will
Okay.
still have your action,
Get rid of it.
unless you'd like to try to jump to try and get even farther.
How many messengers and maidens do you have?
I'm gonna go try to jump.
Okay, what's your
Also,
strength?
Hello?
There we go.
Okay, we're back.
We're back,
Give me
baby.
a second. Give me a second.
Welcome to the internet. So what would you
Okay, I'm back.
Would you like to fight for
We
civil
crashed.
rights or tweet or racial slur? There's no need
Oh,
to.
Shut up, shotgun.
This isn't a test. I can 3D print you a shut up shotgun.
Yeah!
You have to pay me for it though.
You can print yourself one of these and then paint it.
You can make a train dice number.
What do you?
Tempting idea, isn't it? Okay, Tyler, the Bob.
Lucas, to the computer.
Bob has left us for an important meeting.
Bob has returned. Highly considering new projects.
But anyways, so
Lucas, I watched the
So,
Minecraft movie.
I
Ahsoka,
have two.
what's your strength?
For what it is, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it isn't that bad.
Chicken jockey.
14.
So okay,
This shirt doesn't have
so
a
your
chicken
strength is
jockey.
17,
14.
This shirt has
a
chicken
total of
jockey.
14. Okay, so I'm going to say, because they're running through mud, make me a dexterity check to avoid slipping and falling when you're trying to start the jump.
17.
You leap out of the middle of the creek and land safely on the other side, and then sprint ahead of many feet ahead of Telebor. It is now it is now Chest Factory's turn.
Okay, so I know where the bugbear is,
Yeah,
right?
I know where the owlbear is. You've been following it
The bear.
with your.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at it.
Okay, we'll need to hit with disadvantage.
16.
16. You shoot it squarely in its shoulder. Roll damage.
10 damage.
It roars in pain as a little bit of strangely shimmering blood sprays out of its shoulder. It is now thoroughly mad, to say the least. It is now Nazar's turn.
You know, this may be quite plain. As you know, vanilla is quite a great flavor. I will sprint 120 feet in the running direction.
You sprint 120 feet. Congratulations, Logan. You have beat it. You have
Makes the
escaped.
arcade
You have escaped the owlbear.
Makes the arcade success noise.
You have lost.
Wait.
Nazar has currently outran the owlbear. But on the way, you encounter
Oh heck no.
a rock.
How big?
Big enough that you didn't realize you were running into a small valley and it's blocking the way.
Can I jump the rock? And then
It's too short. But I'll allow you to try and do a wall jump because you are a monk and agile.
Yes, sir.
But roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh yes. Let us cook chat. Ho 24.
You turn into freaking Mario. You just wall jump up. You just do a wall jump and then square on top of the boulder and then just sprint off the other side and come down in a perfect roll.
We have referenced 2 instances of gaming in my turn.
Why are you all like this?
It is now the owlbear's turn.
Wasn't my fault. He said Mario.
This is true.
The owlbear is going to lurch to its feet, growl under its breath, and then it crouches and prepares itself to jump. Because it slipped and fell, it needs to roll to jump. And it yeets over the head of Lita with a nat 20 and crashes to a stop and roars in Ahsoka's face. In Lita's face. And takes a big swipe and bite at her.
Was that truly necessary, my good sir?
No, it wasn't.
Would
And I did it anyway.
a 16 hit?
Now there's a reason why there are cracks here.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So you take. Oh dang! You got how much damage in output this. You take 9 slashing damage.
Dang.
And he stabs his beak down at you to try and take a bite out of you. Would a 14 hit?
Yes.
And its teeth sink soundly into your shoulder. Sting! Take 15 piercing damage.
Incapacitation.
I'm dead.
Okay, you are now unconscious.
Oh.
It slams into your neck, and Lita just falls to the ground, eyes shut.
Hey, she's playing dead. Since
Lita-
Nazareth is so far away.
Okay,
this
so
thinks she's
next
playing
time,
dead.
the first time Lita has a death saving throw, I have a little bit of a somatic thing for it. No! It is now Telebor's turn. You see the owlbear soar over your head and then just tear Lita apart. What do you do?
Go back into the mud in the opposite direction.
I am one with the mud, and the mud is one with me.
What are my options?
Attack it, pick up Lita and run, that sort of thing.
I saved Timmy
Hello.
that one time. I want to save.
Lita.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to save.
Okay,
There we
so
go. The stream didn't stop at all.
A dexterity check to scoop Lita off the ground as you're sprinting.
Okay. D20.
Yep.
Straight off the floor. It doesn't count. It was a nat 20. Can that? Does it count?
If
You
it's
know
a
how-
nat- if it's a nat 1 or a nat 20 off the floor, I count it. Other than that, no.
Yes. Let's
You-
go.
You just do a perfect, like, it looks like you're going to do like a perfect slide tackle as you scoop Lita up. And actually, and you slide tackle its front, one of the owlbear's front paws as you do so. And you come straight to your feet without skipping a beat and sprint ahead, just fireman carrying Lita as you sprint along.
You owe me for this.
It is now Raven's turn. That's me. Raptor's turn.
Okay. I run away.
I skipped your turn last time. I'm just going to say you got out and made it ahead.
I continue running a bit away, but I also shoot a firebolt at the owlbear.
Okay.
Why
Roll
do
me
you
attack
make me
roll
pick
with
up
disadvantage.
Illy,
Do you-
Ahsoka, please mute.
You attempt to hit it in the crystal eye.
Sorry, what? I didn't hear what you said.
You attempt to hit it in the crystal eye.
Okay, you said roll with disadvantage?
Roll with triple disadvantage if you're trying to hit it in the crystal eye.
No, I just want to hit it somewhere on it, generally in the
Okay, you
head.
just want to hit it. Okay, then just disadvantage.
Dun, dun, dun.
18.
All right. Your shot lands square in the owl, just below the owlbear's crystal eye, and
These are
it
guts,
hisses
right?
and recoils. Give me the fire damage.
10.
10.
Yeah, 10.
You can speed up the process of rusting steel by throwing in a battery.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But then you gotta let the water drain by itself.
It blinks many times as if it's trying to get harder to see now that it's It is now Test Factory's turn.
Wait, I just rolled 3d6s and it went 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
My eye.
I guess it's 0.
I mean, it's my turn.
Oh, there we go. Close enough. A 1.
Okay. I'm gonna fire my Springfield at the bugbear. Whatever it is.
All right. Do you attempt to hit it in the crystal eye?
I haven't gotten anything higher than a 3.
Yes. Why not?
Okay, roll with double disadvantage. Roll 3 times and take the highest and take the lowest.
I don't think that exists, Liam.
I made it up.
You probably weren't the first person to use it. But you are the
16.
double, double,
16.
double, 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 double,
Your shot lands soundly in the crystal eye.
double
Roll
door.
damage.
That's what I said. Double door.
Double door.
Double door.
Double door.
Double door.
I'm
Exactly.
actually mad that they canceled the Lego Batman
A
movie
what?
too.
Wait. They canceled it?
8.
No.
Your shot lands soundly on the crystal's eye pupil, and the owlbear shrieks, and it shrieks changes between human and non-human as its form looks like how in meta you would see this as like a video game glitch where something is quickly switching between
Skins.
sprites and there are like those square little visual glitches as well for a second before it returns to normal. Its grass eye cracked and leaking a lot of strange arcane essence.
These things
But
were
now
in
it
the
looks
video
even better.
Ooh.
But roll me a perception check.
I can pretty friend a tiny guitar. Just 2 strings.
7.
7.
game.
You don't
print
notice
a gun
anything
and 3D
special
print a
about
bullet.
any of the
A what?
forms as it
3D
switches
print a
between it.
bullet
So
A bullet?
and a gun.
it is now Nazar's turn.
There's kids for it.
You're just sitting peacefully on
I'm
top.
just chilling.
You're just chilling, and then
He's
you
just watching
and
the
then you
chaos
hear-
unfold.
and then you hear a half human shriek that changes between owlbear and human.
Is there anything living around
The
Plants.
birds fly away.
Plants. A bird has landed on your forehead, and it looks like it's about to poop.
It gets scared.
Wah.
I do the Batman thing where he kind of kicks to the side. Sorry, man.
Because I'm
Reflexes.
It's on your forehead. You don't.
Because I'm Batman.
No, not kicking the bird.
You kick in midair and actually slam your foot directly into a butterfly, which crumples on the ground.
No, the butterfly. Sorry, reflexes.
Oh my gosh. I have incredible reflexes. Butterfly. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have incredible reflexes. Well,
Anyways,
what?
it is now the owlbear's
Okay.
turn.
A terrible sin was committed today, the killing of a butterfly.
Owlbear struggles to its feet, shaking its head, looking fairly dazed,
Filled with water.
and then it stumbles forward a little bit,
You will make
and
your
then
first
shakes its
roll.
head and then charges forward.
I
Not
should
quite
turn it
make
into an ice cube.
it's a little bit too
Yeah.
dazed to make it to any of you guys.
Oh!
It obeyed. It
And
obeyed.
now, okay, Lita, make your first death saving throw. Just roll me a straight
Roll
d20.
I got a 15.
Still a death save?
Ahsoka, roll me a death
That was on
save.
11.
Damn. Keeps getting rolled.
One sec.
All right.
That's one of the dice rolls. 13.
You don't do the smeagol voice, I do. That stinks. Also, spoilers for the new How to Train Your Dragon movie. Hiccup gives up Toothless and moves to Colorado to become a marine biologist.
That makes sense.
I rolled it and I got a nat 20. 12.
Wait a minute.
She got 12.
That
You
is
got
a
12?
fa-
All right. So, Lita,
failure.
you open your eyes and you're in this calm, tranquil forest. Ahead of you, you
15.
see a lake in
2.
which sits an ancient-looking
2
old
minutes.
man with long white hair
18.
wrapped in this great cloak with a black staff
Gandalf!
filled with veins of white.
Wait,
You-
Santa?
You get one success, and as you look at him for a second, you notice the old man quietly
Black.
glancing over his shoulder at you.
Send out Rachel Slut.
Anyways, it is
Right, now we're gonna get canceled for that because you said that after I said black, and then you
boy.
said racial slur. We're gonna get
boy.
canceled.
It is now Calabor's turn.
All right. Do I see the wizard?
You don't. This is inside Lita's head as she's
Oh,
dying.
okay.
She's in danger of dying right now, so that's
Am I
what she's
still-
seeing.
Is the Albert dead?
No, it's alive, but
Is
it
it
looks staggered and looks very dazed.
Okay, can I run off to where it doesn't see it so I can save her?
Okay, you run off into the woods for a second and then drop her onto the ground and make me a medicine check with disadvantage because you don't have any time to do anything like serious with like
D20.
like ripping your shirt. Yeah, for bandages.
Gosh. Off the floor, it doesn't count.
Not 20.
Why does this always happen when I get disadvantage? I get a nat 20 every time.
Okay, so if you have disadvantage, you need to roll again and take the lower number.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. It's that one.
So you manage
Still good enough for me.
you begin to like do some CPR. You begin CPRing her, and Lita, you feel a faint pounding sensation on your chest in this weird dreamlike forest and the lake. You suddenly feel like something is close to calling you away, but you're not quite sure what. Actually, you're not sure how you got here in the first place. Where were you before? And the old man walks up to you. He has these fathomless gray eyes, and he gives you a sad smile. This is your first time here, isn't it? This is your first time here, isn't it? He says.
Is he gonna tell you about David?
And then now it is Raven's turn.
What? You keep saying.
I read
No, don't go to
Raptor's
John
turn.
Bonham.
Raptor's turn.
Don't go to John Bonham.
It is now Raptor's turn.
I continue running away from it, and I once again shoot a firebolt at the owl bear.
After seeing what happened to its eye after the bullet hit it, do you think Torzana would try to hit it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, roll with triple disadvantage. No, not triple, double disadvantage.
Oh.
17.
You shoot it in the eye and roll damage.
6.
The eye shatters, spraying shards of gemstone and an explosion of arcane magic, as well as a ghost of something that looks like a rabid owlbear spray out of the stone, and the owlbear reverts back into a human form, slamming to the ground unconscious. Its left eye socket still smoking with magic.
I knew it!
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
When you get close, you would shout that the owlbear is down, and then when you go to check it out, you find that it's wearing torn, battered garb of a Plasmalian soldier.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I am now going to. Okay, so out of chase now that the owlbear is the owlbear human is now out of consciousness. It is now your turn, Factory.
Wait.
Factory.
Why did it act like
We're gonna
that?
go down to your turn.
Why did
Maybe
it act?
because I had a magic eye in it.
It was in pain,
No,
bro.
but why did it act like an actual owlbear?
It was in pain.
It was turned into an owlbear.
I know,
Maybe
but
that
why did
magic
it
just
act
turned it
like
like fully? Maybe
Okay.
it changed the mind as well.
Why do we act like chimpanzees when we go?
Okay,
chimpanzees?
is Ahsoka still down?
Ahsoka is still down, but you don't know this. You didn't see it through
They
the
share a lot of
force.
DNA with bananas.
Okay.
50% of our.
So I'll just
Classify that as a lot.
fire my Springfield at the thing.
Banana.
Actually, slightly more than 50.
You
That means if we
see
sit in water
the,
long
the
enough,
owlbear is
Never
not
mind.
out of your sight, and you heard an owlbear shriek turn Peter off into a human one, and you're pretty sure there's no threat anymore. So I assume
Well,
that
I'll-
you're gonna fly down.
I'll fly down low to sea.
You fly down low to see, and then you see an unconscious-looking Plasmalian soldier with smoke still coming out of its left eye socket.
I'm gonna go down there, touch it on use identify.
The what is that again? What does it do? What does it do?
I touch up thing and you tell me what it does.
Well, I'm sorry. Say the spell again.
I touch one object. You choose one object you must touch throughout the casting spell. If it's a magic item or some other item, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it use how many turns it has, if any.
Shards of the eye,
and any spell selecting the item.
And what you get is very, very garbled because it's been shattered. But what you can get is it was supposed to change from what you understand from it and from what you're putting together from it being an owlbear. It was supposed to to change someone who had it in their eye into an owlbear, body and mind. Though not a particularly sane one.
What?
Okay.
How?
And you get the feeling that from the blistered scabs around the Plasmalian soldier's wrists, you get the feeling that this may not have been done out of free will. And now we're gonna cut to Nazarick. What is Nazarick doing? You heard the the owlbear shriek Peter off into human.
Please tell me you're skipping down the hill.
Are you holding a funeral for the butterfly?
We are gathered here today in memory of Butterfly Squizzle Sheets the 44th. He lived a good life. Started off as a caterpillar. A bit weird, but we all accepted him in the end. May you rest in peace, Butterfly Squizzle Cheeks the 44th.
Go on again.
So,
Timmy.
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 Timmy. Timmy. Tell me.
Wah. Wah, 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 wah.
So, Nazarick will wall jump to the other side to see what is happening.
You run forward as far as you can. You can't really see anything from here because you're too far away.
I sprint.
You just sprint back, and then you see an unconscious Plasmalian soldier lying on the ground. And now we're gonna cut to Lita's consciousness.
Oh, I was about to slap his cheek.
Okay, so Lita, make me a death saving throw. Ahsoka, can you make a death saving throw?
I got a
You got a nat 1. Okay. So, as you see the old man, you suddenly feel a strange twist inside of you, and you now feel like you're balanced on a knife's edge for some reason. Knife's edge between death and life, maybe. But that's just a theory.
A film. Sorry, a game theory. I'm wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
And
sound like you're about
the
to say
old
gay
man
theory.
puts
just
one
a
hand
theory.
on your shoulder and says,
Gay,
"It shouldn't
gay theory.
Lita, it shouldn't be Lita, it shouldn't be your time yet. It is not time for you yet.
The sound
It is
of
not
slapping
time for the
someone's cheek.
great restful slumber that comes to us all inevitably.
This is the
Come
sound
on.
of someone slapping.
You
cheeks.
must live."
Oh, oops.
And now we're gonna cut to Teleport, and suddenly Lita's breathing becomes more labored. Are you gonna make another medicine check to try and save her?
Yes.
Roll a medicine check.
What I get? It's off the 4. It doesn't count. Other D20. What I
8,
did.
and then add medicine.
Well, I am not proficient in it, and that would be in wisdom.
Oops.
So +4, and I'm not proficient in it.
So +4 me
16.
12 was enough to do one
Yes!
last time. So, and Lita, suddenly you feel something tug you, and then you realize what happened, and remember the feeling of the owlbear's beak biting into your shoulder, and you realize something important. You shouldn't be here. You need to live. And then just before you leave, the old man smiles
Never gonna.
sadly.
Never
I
gonna.
will see you in good.
Never gonna.
I will see you in good time, Lita. Just know I am here
Never gonna.
waiting.
Never gonna.
Just know I am here waiting for you. I am here for when you finally come for that restful slumber, and I will make sure you pass peacefully. And then the whole vision goes black, and then suddenly you wake up to find Telebor performing CPR performing CPR on you. How does Lita react, Ahsoka?
I say dad.
Where'd my
She
dice
came
go?
back. She said she came back.
You came back, didn't you? You owe me severely.
Oops. Too far.
Please have a bit of in-party roleplay while the DM relieves his case of DM's bladder.
DM's bad. He made cake batter. It didn't turn out too well.
accidentally made cake batter, guys. Don't worry.
Help! I've accidentally created cake batter. You owe me one. Big time, because I just saved your life. If I die, you need to save me. Got it?
I am under the water.
Help
Please.
me out. Water, please save me.
Cough.
Just cough.
Cough noise. Die.
Where does it hurt?
What? Where does it?
Is that to me?
Somebody once told me.
My face.
Your face?
Huh?
Okay. I don't know how to fix that.
Are you sure it's not just sweat? You get a lot of sweat on your face.
What do you know how to fix?
I don't know.
Your sword?
Lies. Removing them. Actually, know how to break lies. Never mind.
In some people's cases, that would be fixing.
Break
we
an
don't.
heart. Let's break some hearts. Up.
Anyways, so
Heartbreaking noises intensified.
so Ahsoka, Lita knows without a doubt that the old man she saw was death. It wasn't how most people picture death, like this skeleton in this horrible cloaked robe with a scythe trying to reap your soul. It just seemed like a kind old man. Maybe perhaps it reminded you of your grandfather actually, in this gray cloak.
Go ahead.
And to be
Is
honest,
she
he
gonna love her to her death?
didn't seem all that
goes up?
scary or terrifying, and he didn't seem like he was desperate for your soul. In fact, he even encouraged you to live and told you it wasn't your time.
Is she gonna grow up to manage the souls of the dead?
No.
Grim Reaper.
Grandpa!
Well, anyway.
Did you see the Zach Speaks Giant video from this morning?
I haven't watched his videos in a little bit. Why did he post today? Oh, hi! It's a cat.
Oh, goodness.
I don't think it's morning. I think it saw it earlier, but never mind.
I don't think I have.
She's a very lazy cat that does not take well to like.
Change. She's a very lazy cat. Yes.
Very lazy cat to the third power.
She's a lazy cat.
I can't walk up to you. It's lazy cat code.
My bad. It's the latest long form video. I'm thinking of.
I don't think I have. Well, I'm going to continue with the session real fast. So, anyways, I assume you helped Lita up and try to bring her back because she's still like, she just came back from the dead after nearly dying from losing 2 saving throws.
Yeah.
And so you lead her back, and then you see a Phlasmalian soldier collapsed with smoke coming out of one eye socket.
I'm resisting the urge to punch it in the face.
And then suddenly the soldier like just starts, and then his left hand just immediately sticks into his left eye socket and like moves around for a little bit like he's searching for something, and then he sighs with relief. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. I'm free.
Who did this to you, foolish mortal?
Say what?
I don't know. I was just
Who are you?
I was trying to sound scary.
Who are you? Where am I? Who are you?
Who did this to you, foolish mortal?
So,
I don't. Wait. They did it. The people. They were taking away some of my comrades. They took away. They took them away.
They took away my comrade. Sorry, I had to do it, guys. Had to.
They took them away, and then they just slowly took people away into this secret room where nobody was allowed in. And then for some reason, whenever they came out, it was like they had joined some sort of cult as fanatics towards Lady Rosa. She's my princess, but I wouldn't revere her like they do. It's like a cult was started, and they became members of it. And so when the people tried to take me away, I refused, and then they took me by force with some of their weird changed people, and then they put me in this room, and then they pulled out my eye, and then they put something else in there, and I don't remember anything else.
Do you know what an owl bear is, my friend?
Yes.
You were one of those.
I was an owl. And then he just feels like his socket again, like he can't believe it.
You nearly killed her.
yeah,
I
you
did-
slapped her.
He looks at his fingers, which are still bloody as if he had clawed somebody. I'm sorry.
Why
He
is there
actually
blood
looks
around
very
here?
young. You assume that he's a cadet.
How old are you?
17.
You also
Okay,
beat
fine.
her.
I snuck into the army, all right?
Also, you beat her. I think your mouth's red, sir.
Oh shoot. That's why my mouth has been tasting like copper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss. I didn't mean to kill you or any. I didn't mean to hurt any. Well, I guess I did because I became a soldier. I didn't mean to hurt you specifically. I didn't intend your harm. I did it while I was something else.
Tell us everything.
Hold on.
Okay.
So
I should not be
you-
the one leading this interrogation.
So you hate them now, right?
Of course, they literally pulled out my eyeball while I screamed and cried for them to stop.
Can I make him an eye patch? Just that way.
Yeah, you just like start grabbing some leaves and start making like some.
He's gonna look like Buck.
Yes.
So
Please tell me his name is Buck.
His name is actually Eric with a K.
Oh man.
I had this prepared. I did ad-lib that name.
So what is your name?
Eric.
What is your favorite?
So, Eric, as you can see, I am a rather short fellow.
Yeah.
We are gathering more of my kind to utterly dismantle that army you just came from.
I'm not sure where my loyalties lie anymore, really. They literally took me away and turned me into an owl bear when I refused to join their little cult.
So, while they are under the control of Lady Rosa,
They are under direct control of Lady Rosa is she's just a girl. She can't have that much power. She's only a 14.
trust me, she has more than you think.
No, it has to be those mystics. Those guys were old dudes and were pulsing with energy. It had to be them. Those are the ones controlling them.
You could feel the aura.
It seems like you're slightly affected by her spell.
She's my princess. Why would I not? But I'm not sure if she should be my princess anymore.
Yeah, your princess turned you into an owl bear.
So,
Not her directly, but he looks like he's having a crisis.
He's having a crisis of faith.
He's having a crisis right now.
if you'll help us along the way, and you dislike the people who did this to you.
Of course I do.
I'll put it in the simplest terms. Join the resistance.
He sticks out his hand and shakes Nazar's hand.
Yay!
Yes,
We have an NPC named Eric.
And then he stands up, his legs still very wobbly, and he looks and he's like, "Oh, why do I feel like I got shot?"
Because you got shot as an owl bear.
And then he like touches his shoulder and winces and did I get shot?
Okay, let's bandage.
Who has the most medical experience? Because I should not touch this guy.
I +3.
You literally saved a person from certain death.
Okay, anyone can do CPR.
Well, I have cure wounds.
Yeah, let's heal this guy up, and then
He probably has like 10 HP.
And he's just like poking. He's just poking at his wounds.
stop touching it. It's going to make it worse.
Stop touching it!
Ow! Why does my face feel uncomfortably? Ow! And then he touches his burn.
You got firebolted.
Ow! Ow! It hurts.
Okay,
You got hit by magic.
Eric, what I want you to do, I just want you to put your hands at your side.
And then he yelps again as he touches where he was shot in the leg.
Okay.
Ow!
I forgot that was there. Just T-pose. T-pose, my man.
When he tries to T-pose, he like winces a bit as he stretches out.
Okay,
his
just
arm.
do whatever feels natural, but don't touch anything that hurts.
I'll bandage you up.
And then he just sticks out his right arm awkwardly and like puts his left arm into like the idle animation.
Oh,
pose.
okay, lie on the floor. Just
And then he lies down with much lumbering.
okay.
Let's bandage you up.
So
like
I
this.
assume
Somebody heal
that
him.
Brassbeak is going to heal him.
Thank you, Brassbeak.
Bass break.
You're not
So-
hearing.
Zephyr Brassbeak just reaches forward and uses heal wounds. What
You've been
gadget?
healed.
Okay, what gadget does Zephyr use to administer heal wounds?
I'm going to throw my D20 at you if you don't shut up.
Silence.
What did you say?
Silence. Shut up.
1 second, we forgot my 1 sec.
Describe the gadget.
Trying to figure out something for that. If they have one.
Ad-lib it.
You're muted, Zach.
That's fine.
It's
Okay,
glitching.
that working now?
Delayed and
Yeah.
glitched, but we can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Somewhat delayed.
Okay, that's working. Okay. Okay, I grab a tool from my tool belt and use that.
Okay, you grab a hammer. You grab a hammer. You press a button on the side, and suddenly a needle comes out of one end, and then you just whack it into his shoulder. And then you go, ow! And then suddenly you can see a glowing green liquid go through it. Ow! Oh, get it out! And then you pull it out, and then it's
Hello.
and you see the bullets pop out of his wounds, and they all close up. He looks full health now. How much did you heal actually? I need that.
9 points of healing.
Okay, so a total of 20 for healing. Okay, so he just goes, ow! Oh, that feels so much better. Oh, thank you. And then he reaches out and then looks a little bit confused because he didn't notice you before and now realizes that you're a bird person. And then he goes,
It's a bird.
he looks like he's torn between shaking your wing and shaking your talon. And then he decides to just shake your talon.
Technically, Aarakocras have 2 more limbs than most other creatures.
But anyways, so anything else you want to ask of Eric?
Did you know that any of this was happening or have any intel? So you got turned into an owlbear as soon as this whole thing started?
I got turned into an owlbear after I refused to become like a mindless cultist like the rest of my friends.
Okay.
Should you even call them friends anymore?
I don't know anymore.
How many of you did not want to become cultists?
I was the first, and I assume that everybody else just became one because I disappeared afterwards.
They disappeared without a trace. Fascism!
So
I smell
I think they are
fascism.
I smell shut your mouth.
Anyone who resisted probably became like an animal or monster too, or they just didn't resist and became.
Get over here!
No! Logan, open your mouth. Timmy, open your mouth.
Oh, I'll ask him if he knows anything about Sylvia Silverwing.
Sylvia Silverwing. No, not really. Not. Nah, I haven't heard anything. Not really.
Okay, she keeps evading me. Oh well.
Somebody once told me the world was macaroni, so I took a bite out of the tree. It tasted kind of funny, so I spit it at a monkey, and the monkey started laughing at me.
Well, what if y'all never heard that parody before?
No. But I'm gonna continue at the end of the thing. So now that you guys have talked with this now deserter of the Plasmalian forces, Eric, what would you guys like to do? Eric.
I'd like to report back to the
Tallest.
tallest. Hi, tallest!
What's up, dude? Sorry.
Anyways, so
Where is my D12?
all in agreement that you're gonna head back.
Yes.
Logan, where's my D12?
Yeah. Let me scan.
So you all agree to
So
head
this
back,
is a blue one.
and
You
you
have
walk
something
back
I
all
want.
the way back
So a
to the
blue
goblin
D12?
place,
Yep.
bloodied, torn,
Okay, I have it.
and meeting death.
Is
and
yours
each of
the
you
more
meeting,
starry
and two
one?
of you meeting death.
I think so.
Okay. Oh, let's.
Thanks
Okay,
a lot.
well,
Behind
back
the couch now.
No, it's not.
So, anyways, you will go back to the tallest tent with Eric and the tallest. Wait a second. I need to. He had planned dialogue. I need to
Three
find that.
goblins in a trench coat.
Dragonborn halflings or dragonborn gnomes. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Dragonborn gnomes.
But no, they're
Hold on.
but they're like the Gravity Falls type gnomes with Shmeb.
Lamb.
Sorry, one minute.
Halfling and a dragonborn got married and had a son. He's now officially the quarterling.
I hate you.
I will be back.
He's a Terminator! Shoot him! He actually started running. I've never seen someone run so fast down the stairs before.
I'll say 30. You might have belly flopped.
No, he's good. He didn't Peter Griffin. Say hello to my little friend.
I win.
Da Beatles.
Da Beatles!
Well, anyways, I've now found the pre-recorded dialogue.
Pre-recorded.
JK. So, anyways, you go back and into the tall one's tent and tell all right. All right, the first person to speak is the person who's going to be addressing them for the party.
Hello.
All right.
No.
Yes.
Yes. So,
You have to say it like Eminem, though.
no. So, we went to the Red Caps. To make a long story short, they're all dead.
Yes, the corpses are gone. Get riddance. Aren't able to tell trees something tasty takes a cotton.
We killed an owl bear as well. Sort of.
So,
Yes.
And then he sticks his head into the trench coat.
Shut up, bro. You're not Yoda.
Into the trench coat. I know I'm not Yoda. I'm the tallest. And then you hear a bunch. And then you hear a bunch of stage whisper. And then you hear a bunch of whispering.
So after that, Owlbear came, attracted by loud noises of combat, yada yada yada.
The owlbear was this guy.
So we shot his eye off.
I thought a mage did a zip shop, but on a person? On a human?
So let me give you the full rundown. So basically, someone discovered that the owlbear had a gem eye.
The damn eye.
We shot it off.
Did you get it?
I think it exploded.
Yeah, that would be pretty. All right.
Yeah. I might have collected a few shards of it, but
Classic goblin.
And then he just snatches it out of your hand and then holds it to his face like Gollum. And then Gollum.
Licks it. It's so small that he swallows it.
And then he does. And then he makes a face and is like, like this. And then he just shoves it down the trench coat. And then you hear munching noises.
Shoves it down pants.
And he shoves it down the trench coat, and a few seconds later you hear munching noises.
So then after we shot the eye off, it turned out this super nice guy called Eric was underneath.
Wearing garb.
So he was a Plasmodian.
He's a deserter now.
It's like the guys we were supposed to kill. And then suddenly a spear is produced from the inside of his trench coat.
No. He is a deserter. He is on our side now.
He joined me out as
The tallest looks confused.
Right? Does he eat dessert a lot or something? Does he steal people's desserts?
So
No, okay.
you gotta go real simple. You gotta go
Timmy,
real simple.
Timmy, allow me to explain. Basically, we were bad, but now we're good. He was bad, but now he's good.
Yes.
And then he strokes an imaginary curly mustache that isn't there.
Very curly. Let's see. Ah, a man of courage, I see.
Yes,
So-
very proud. And then he shows you his obvious, only barely very barely
Can I
peach
touch
fuzz.
it? I want to touch it.
Sure, you can touch it.
Are you tall enough? Isn't he like
Oh.
9 feet tall?
I'm
You're
He's
5'6".
6 foot. He's 6 foot.
yeah, I'm 6 foot. I can
No.
just
You're like 5'6".
I'm 6 foot. No, I myself am not.
I know.
My character like 6 foot. He's like
He's like 5'9".
6 foot.
Fearbolgs have long arms.
I know.
He's
They're
6 foot.
monkeys.
The
They're
Fearbolg is 6
monkeys.
foot.
They're big furry monkeys.
Anyways, so what? So you got rid of Owlbear. He turned into Emmett.
Yes.
His name is Emmett.
Eric. I know the R is hard, a hard
Eric. Eric. Okay. So you get the Eric human out of Owlbear body. And Owlbear gone bye-bye.
So yeah. So you know magic, right?
Yes, the zip zaps.
So these guys use the zip zaps on
Something. Out of character, feel free to chime in at any time with your characters.
So they use the zip zap
Zip zap to make crystal. Crystal
on the
Go-
sparkly stone.
Rip-
Ice stone.
rip out eye, shove crystal, turn owl bear.
It's
With
like
that
zip zap
zip
on eye crystal.
And then you hear a muffled thing from the bottom of the trench coat say,
There's the ice stone.
and then he hears
Shut up.
stomach problems.
Anyways,
Problems.
Very intense problems.
yes, stomach. And then it got put in.
Acid reflux.
It got put in Eric eye, human eye, and
the
then
zip-
Eric.
Eric, do you mind if he calls you Buck? Just so it's easier.
Bah!
What's easier for you to? What's easiest for you to say, oh tall one?
Ahuriba.
You're not gonna remember to say that.
Ahuriba.
Oh, give up.
Crow Lord, you're not gonna be able to figure out that.
Ahuriba. Ahuriba.
Did you mind if you call
Oh,
me that?
Eric. Human Eric.
as long as he doesn't sound like he's gonna throw up every time.
Human.
Okay, that's it. Good. Okay.
So he is young. He is not old. Not old.
He
He is old
But
child.
he very old
Sure,
child.
he rebellious and like listening to rock music.
Eric, do you like rock music?
Typically, every generation of
I like classical.
He's
And
Shut up! My dad was a piano player before he died.
come here, son. I play piano.
And then you just give him a hug and he looks sad.
I'm the dad you never had. We'll go play catch, son.
You just grab him and yank him out.
Finds onion.
Make me a performance check to see how well you play the part of dad when you are playing catch with
Oh
him.
my gosh, is this an actual thing?
Yep.
this is so awesome. It turns out you're younger than him somehow.
2 plus performance.
Hold on. He's 3.
And then you roll this to see how well you throw the ball.
Off the floor, it doesn't count.
Hold on. Oh!
It does this spinning. It's off the floor, it doesn't count.
Ooh, that sounded not good.
Yes, it did not.
It was a 2, but it doesn't count still. So let me just 15.
You throw
Plus-
the ball pretty good, but you don't
Wait,
have the
plus. Do I use strength or
dexterity because you're throwing it.
Dexterity. Plus and proficiency.
19?
And proficiency.
21?
I'd say because you have because you know how to like throw
So
weapons.
Is it 21?
It's an unnatural thing.
You throw the ball real good, but you're not. But you are too focused on playing catch that you begin acting like he's just a normal person and not a surrogate son. And you're not acting the part.
I
of
want
dad.
to ride off into the sunset with him at the end of this journey.
Get him a feed!
It's just like,
Come
you
on,
just
son,
adopted. We're going this way.
You just adopted your first NPC.
I've adopted an NPC.
A proud moment in every player's lifetime.
I did it. I'm a proud father.
Usually it's a goblin or a kobold, but anyways.
He can have his own pets.
So, early bear Herman is our bear sometimes?
Well, here, Liam, it's reversed. Since I'm not human, the weird creature adopts the human rather than the human adopting the weird creature. It's a Mr. Peabody type thing, where the dog adopts the boy rather than the boy adopting the dog.
Okay. So they put Zip Zap on the stone. If it in his eye, he owlbear. But it broke.
And stone gone, so Zip Zap break, and so early bear Herman is now Herman.
And
Okay.
never owlbear.
Never? Well, never say never.
Liam. Oh crap! Raven. DM.
Shut up shotgun activates. I need to get a soundboard of a shut up shotgun. So anyways.
So now you have command of some soldiers. We begin preparing for battle.
And then he hops off the trench coat and then chugs it off and then the trench coat falls down, revealing two stacked goblins. No, actually a Zorn and a goblin on top.
What's a Zorn?
A Zorn is
Zorn! I know what
it's
you're
hard to
referencing.
describe.
I know
Let
what
me
you're
find a
referencing.
picture.
I know what he's referencing.
It's a
Does
three-legged.
anyone else know what he's referencing?
It's a three-legged, three-armed rock elemental with 3 eyes, one for each like triangular side of it because it's slightly triangular, and with a mouth on its head that only eats precious metal and minerals. And there is a goblin perched precariously on 2 of its shoulders above the mouth, and the goblin pops down looking fairly relieved. And then the goblin who was poking out the top of the trench coat turns to it and says,
Okay, Oliver, you go find. You go find.
Really start getting flashcards. Right?
You find Grimnock. We need to make the Howdah.
and then Olimar just goes,
Yes, Howdah.
and then he runs out and screams, Howdah! And then you hear shouts of Howdah! Like jubilant shouts
Do
of
I know
Howdah.
what this is?
Roll me a history check with disadvantage.
I'm getting -1. So 19. 4.
You think it's something important.
Sorry, I forgot it. What did they say?
The Howdah.
The Howdah!
You just run out there and tried to fit in. You go, the Howdah! But you don't have the goblin accent, so they are like,
No. I remember my goblin accent.
no, you forgot along with the rest of your memory. You now have normal human accent.
Don't worry.
because-
Don't worry. If a chicken hits him in the face with a baseball bat, he'll remember.
Well, technically, I know goblin.
But that doesn't mean your accent is the same.
I know, but when I know the word,
But anyways, so several goblins rush off to find the Howdah. Honestly, wait a second. The person who would probably know the most is probably Lita, to be honest, because rangers are monster hunters and goblins are technically a form of monster.
Oh.
So Lita, would you like to make a history check to see if you can recall anything about a Howdah?
The Howdah.
the Howdah.
The Howdah.
Ahsoka, would you like
The
to
Howdah.
make a history check to recall information about a Howdah?
The Howdah is
22. You suddenly remember
No.
stories of the Howdah And you remember from stories your parents used to tell you of of Goblin War 3,
GW3.
that the Howdas were ogres with small forks strapped to their back, with the goblins in the back shooting arrows down.
Yo!
They were walking fortresses.
I'm an ogre. You know what? Onions are
The Howdas
ogres
were
are like onions. They have layers. Sorry.
the Howdah was supposed to be terrifying. With the goblins inside of its thing shooting arrows at you, while this big, huge ogre runs at you with a giant club. If they're preparing a Howdah to help you, well, you might have an even better chance that you would have had with just some goblins. So, on this note about knowing that you're going to get a Howdah, we end today's session. Thank you for coming, people. Well, people, that's all we have time for today. If you see this stream, leave a like. So, yeah. So, thank you for coming. Have a good day. And I'm going to say everyone gains a level up for rescuing Eric and to prepare for the onslaught of Drux.
I've been waiting for this.
Woo!
Can I have a long rest?
Yay!
Yeah, you're going to have a long rest.
I took no tip.
Yes, you get a long rest. So, yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for coming, and hopefully next time I won't.
Okay, bye.
Hopefully I will.